Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our baking club. Thank you for joining us once again today. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited. Today we will be making tea biscuits, everyone. So again, I have all my ingredients ready. So I'm going to start off with mixing my dry ingredients first. So for this recipe, the most important thing is we need to preheat our oven. So make sure you preheat your oven to 425 and make sure we wash our hands. Hand washing is very important. So I'm going to start off with mixing in the dry ingredients first. So we've got, on our recipe card, we have 2 cups of flour. So I've got my measuring cup here. I'm going to measure out 2 cups of flour. 1, 2, 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And we also add half a teaspoon of baking soda. There's half a teaspoon. And then we have our butter. I've already got my butter all ready. It is 8 tablespoons of butter. It's actually really good to set your butter out a couple of hours before so it can be soft. So it can be easier for you to mix. So I'm putting in 1, 2, I've already measured it out. There's 8 tablespoons here of butter. So I'm going to take that now and start mixing. So I'm mixing my dry ingredients using a spatula. You can use a blender, a mixer, or a hand mixer. Right now, it's easier for me to use a spatula just to get the butter all into the dry ingredients, to combine everything together. And once you finish combining all your dry ingredients with the butter, the next step would be to get your milk and yogurt ready. That is our wet ingredients that we're going to be using. And then I take my cup of milk and I'm adding, it's a half a cup, 1/3 cup milk. So it's a 1/3 cup milk and half a cup of yogurt, everyone. So we've got 1. So this is my cup that I'm using today. It's my traditional cup. I don't have my measuring cup on me today. 1. A little bit more. Okay, great. So now I'm going to mix the milk. In a separate bowl, I'll be mixing the milk with the yogurt. Mixing it all together. Okay, and then I'm going to add the milk and yogurt to my wet ingredients and to my dry ingredients. Okay. And then I'm going to mix it all together. Just put this away. So now this is the fun part. We're going to be using our hands to blend the ingredients together. But once again, For safety practices, we need to wash our hands. And I'm going to slowly mend everything together. Another thing that you can add to this recipe is raisins and chocolate chips. Or you can just make plain tea biscuits. But since I have some raisins here, I can add some raisins into the mix as well. My bag of raisins, I'm going to put some raisins in here. Not too many, maybe a third cup of raisins. And if you have chocolate chips, you can add like around 1/3 of chocolate chips into the mix. So I've got my dough all mended together. I'm just going to place it on a parchment paper right now so I can separate it into, I'm going to be cutting it into pieces. There's still a little bit of dry ingredients left in my bowl here. I think I'm just going to add a little bit. No, it's okay. I was going to add a little bit of more yogurt, but it's okay. It'll mix in well together. I'm going to remove this. Here we are. And I'm just blending it all together. You can double this dose because it seems like it's going to make very little. It's not going to make that many tea biscuits. I'm going to make it little tiny ball sizes, because I know they expand in the oven. So what I'm going to do now, since I'm finished mending the ingredients all together, I'm going to take my knife and cut. I've got my knife ready, and I'm just going to cut the dough in pieces, putting it on my baking sheet. I've got my baking sheet all ready. As you can see, my baking sheet is all ready. Let's see, I'm going to take these pieces. This is my first time making tea biscuits. I've never made tea biscuits before. Oh, that's my oven. It's ready to go. Let me count how many I've made. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 12. I've cut 12 pieces with the dough. This can go with that. I'm very curious to see how they turn out. This is exciting. I hope everyone enjoyed watching this demonstration. Okay, and actually I'm ready now for them to be put in the oven. I've got them all on my baking sheet, if you can see. And I'm going to place them in the oven for, I'm just going to double check the recipe. Okay, it says 15 minutes it takes. So I'm going to put them in the oven. Set my timer for 15 minutes.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. Yay!
Hi everyone, I am back and our tea biscuits are ready. They smell so delicious. I can't wait to try them. I hope everyone enjoyed our baking session for today. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you next Tuesday on our next baking session. Bye everyone.